Have you ever wondered why sometimes our behavior contradicts our feelings? This mystery is rooted in something called defense mechanisms. They're unconscious tactics our psyche uses to shield us from emotional distress. Intriguing, I know. It's our mind's unique way of protecting us from life's hard truths. It's like our personal guardian, operating silently to keep us safe. These mechanisms spring into action when our actions seem to oppose our emotions. This might sound bewildering, yet it's a natural part of human psychology. The mind, in its own secretive style, erects barriers against emotional harm. These defense mechanisms are a testament to the mind's incredible resilience and its constant vigilance to keep us insulated from turmoil. So when you find your actions at odds with your feelings, know it's your psyche's safeguards at play. Intriguing, isn't it? But don't let the mystery stop here. Let's dive into the captivating world of defense mechanisms. Imagine you're failing a class, but you keep telling yourself and others that you're doing fine. This is denial, our mind's way of shielding us from a tough reality. It's a psychological defense mechanism that allows us to reject a challenging truth. Think of a student who, regardless of consistently poor grades, remains convinced they're excelling. It's our brain's specialty to reinterpret reality through glasses. But denial isn't restricted to academics. It seeps into every corner of life where we reluctantly face a bitter truth. It's our mind's unique artistry, crafting a more palatable narrative than the actual one. Yet, an important aspect about denial is that it's not necessarily negative. Yes, it can trap us in a cycle of delusion if we aren't vigilant. However, it also plays a crucial role. It's our mind's frontline defense, a buffer against the harshness that could potentially overwhelm us. Denial is not just a coping mechanism, it's an armor, a psychological shield that protects us from painful reality. So, denial is our mind's first line of defense against a threatening situation. Remember a time when you completely forgot an unpleasant experience? This intriguing occurrence is far from being a mere memory lapse. Instead, it's a psychological fortress of self-defense. This mechanism is endearingly termed as repression. Moments that we desperately wish to erase from our memory, our brain takes on the responsibility of omitting them for us. Repression is a rather captivating cognitive process wherein our psyche automatically deflects distressing thoughts or recollections. These are then encapsulated deep within the uncharted territories of our mind. Seen as a mental survival tactic, repression helps in preventing us from being stuck in a disturbingly continuous loop of traumatic incidents. Consider, for example, a dreadful car accident. You may barely recall all the specifics, or maybe the incident has been entirely wiped off your memory. This is the art of repression, safeguarding you from emotional harm. But, like any other process, it's not foolproof. At times, these suppressed memories can resurface unpredictably, generally incited by a related circumstance or even a spontaneous contemplation. Think of your mind as a mental storage bin concealing harrowing memories. But there are moments when the lid accidentally falls off, unveiling what was to be kept hidden. Repression is like a mental dustbin, hiding away distressing memories. Ever accuse someone of feeling the way you do when you're upset or angry? This is often linked to a phenomenon known as projection. Let's delve into a real-life illustration. Consider Alex, a constantly battling job-related anxiety, but instead of confronting this, he habitually accuses his colleagues of being fretful or ill-equipped. What's really unfolding here? Alex is projecting his inner insecurities onto his peers. Projection is a brain's way to cope with uneasy emotions. Instead of recognizing these feelings and their roots inside us, we tend to project them onto others. It's as if our psyche creates a mirror, not to showcase our reflection, but to impose our emotional state onto someone else. So, every time you're about to blame someone, pause. Reflect. Are you genuinely perceiving the other individual, or are you viewing a mirrored image of your own emotions? Projection is like a psychological mirror reflecting our feelings onto others. Ever acted overly nice to someone you dislike? This is reaction formation, a psychological defense mechanism. This concept, first introduced by Sigmund Freud, refers to the transformation of unacceptable impulses into their opposites. For further insight, imagine this scenario: you're at a party and you encounter someone you don't like. Instead of showing your dislike, you're exceedingly nice to them. What's going on here? It's your mind dealing with uncomfortable emotions. It's as if your mind is tricking itself, concealing true feelings by displaying the exact opposite. This behavior might seem strange, but it's a frequent method we use to cope with internal turmoil. Remember, when your actions contradict your feelings, it's reaction formation at work. Reaction formation is our mind's unique way of masking our authentic feelings by acting contrary to them. So, how often do you think we use these defense mechanisms? This query is certainly worth mulling over. We have embarked a fascinating journey, penetrating the complex realm of defense mechanisms, and we've shed light on some of the most frequently employed ones. Shall we reminisce? We instigated our quest with denial, an interesting psychological construct that mirrors the hear no evil, see no evil principle. This involves our mind's refusal to acknowledge the stark realities of life, almost akin to a mental blindfold. We proceeded to examine repression. This is the mental process of burying distressing thoughts so deep within our unconscious that they become nearly forgotten. It's just like sweeping dirt under your rug. Once it's not within your sight, it doesn't exist in your world, does it? Our journey continued with the exploration of projection. This is a fascinating cognitive process where we project our own emotions or thoughts onto others, assuming that they experience them too. It's almost as if we are in a cinema and we're the projectors, projecting our insecurities onto the grand canvas of other people's personalities. Subsequently, we scrutinized reaction formation, a captivating mechanism where we behave diametrically opposite to our genuine feelings. It's wearing a guise, parading as someone we're not, to shield ourselves from harsh judgment or criticism. These defense mechanisms are not merely theoretical constructs, they are woven into the fabric of our daily lives. They serve as unseen bulwarks, protecting us from psychological harm. They are our unspoken champions, silently waging war within the labyrinth of our minds, battles we may not even realize are taking place. Armed with this acquired wisdom, you can now start to detect these defense mechanisms in action. This will enable you to comprehend the reasons driving the reactions, the cause behind the effect. This understanding can be a catalyst for enhanced self-awareness, improved emotional intelligence, and accelerated personal growth. So, the next time you discover yourself in a state of denial or realize you're projecting emotions onto someone else, pause to reflect. Identify these defense mechanisms for what they truly are. And remember, they're not adversaries. They're merely tools your mind employs to navigate the turbulent waters of stress, anxiety, and discomfort. Remember, recognizing our defense mechanisms is the first step towards self-awareness and personal growth. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated with more intriguing psychological insights.